I'm John Marino, Senior Editor covering private equity with The Deal, joined today by Kim Vandermoffet, Principal with Sterling Partners. We're going to talk about education. There's been a lot of talk of legacy education providers downturn that's kind of secular in the industry. What, I guess, is not working in the business that you folks are seeing?
Sure. I think there's a pretty significant shift that's taking place right now in the market based on the historical practices of those legacy providers. Specifically, they've been really focused on volume instead of on performance and outcomes, and they're trying to make that change now to really think more about retention and the student experience as well as the outcomes of those students. Fortunately for us, that's something that we've done at Sterling since our first investment in education in the mid-'80s, and it's made a big difference in that over time you're able to put out a much better product into the market.
All right. There's been a lot of talk about different cliffs, the fiscal cliff, the overhang cliff for private equity, and then there's the student debt cliff. Is that really a focus or a concern for you at Sterling?
Sure. I think it's certainly difficult to ignore it based on a lot of the coverage that you're seeing in the paper, and it's undebatable that student debt is at an all-time high. I think more of a concern to us, however, is really the potential knee-jerk or short-term reaction that we could see as a result. And I think it's really much more important that you take a look at what's driving those increases and take a look at what we can do to offset that. To give you an example, I think that the traditional universities with whom we have a lot of relationships, they've really been slow to change, significantly over-levered, very complex systems, and they haven't really been open-minded about new opportunities until more recently because of potential crises like this.
Right.
So we had the opportunity to sit down with a lot of them and really talk about new opportunities to generate revenue, for example, instead of just increasing tuition, which is in turn leading to some of these debt rates.
All right. Sterling has made a lot of investments into online education. What, I guess, is some of the theses that go into that?
I think it builds on what I was just talking about a little bit in terms of providing both more affordable as well as more accessible means of delivery for education, and it works within traditional and non-traditional environments.
And Sterling's gotten into some pretty interesting niche plays. I mean, some of them being music and aeronautics. What I guess are some of the kind of trends that are bubbling up in those really niche plays? Yes,
I think we're always looking for market dislocation, really high quality, outcome-oriented solutions within those. The two that you mentioned within aeronautics, for example, we partnered with a company called Spartan, which is in aeronautics and aviation training and maintenance. And there was a huge opportunity there because most of the existing skilled workforce is aging out, a lot of baby boomers and Vietnam vets, and at the same time there's a higher increasing demand for people in those roles. So you've got a double whammy, so to speak. And so we partnered with this institution that's been around for decades that has a 98% job placement rate. It's an example because of the quality of the service that they're providing and the skill that they're putting in helping their students attain.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck hitting the books.
Thanks so much.
I'm John Marino for The Deal.